Timing belt replacement or timing belt replacement near me. It's about protecting your engine and extending your vehicle's life. So understand something, not all vehicles have a timing belt. Um, and we'll get into what a timing belt is in a second. Some of them have a timing chain, which is going to last longer. But if you think that a chain is going to last forever, it's not. It's just not going to need to be replaced as soon as the timing belt is. Most people think about oil changes, tires, and brakes when it comes to maintenance. But there's one part of your engine that is, just as critical. It's often forgotten. It's called a timing belt. The timing belt keeps your engine synchronized. If it fails, your vehicle won't just stop running. It could suffer catastrophic internal damage. Knowing when and why to replace the timing belt is one of the smartest ways to avoid costly repairs and keep your vehicle reliable. And if you don't know if you got a timing belt or not, call your local shop. And some of them are supposed to be replaced as early as like 60,000 miles. Others, 110,000 miles. I'm not waiting for 110,000, 120,000 miles on a timing belt. I don't care who made it. But the timing belt is a reinforced rubber belt with teeth that keeps the crankshaft and camshaft rotating in precise synchronization. So the camshaft and the crankshaft. So the crankshaft is what the pistons are riding up and down on, and the camshaft is what's making the valves go up and down on. So you got the bottom of the motor, that's the crankshaft, and the top of the motor, that's the camshaft or shafts. It ensures the valve. So the function is to ensure the valves open and close at the right times in relationship to the pistons. It's made out of rubber and fiber with fiber reinforcement, and it's positioned at the front of the engine under protective covers. You just can't see it. So that's the bad part. You just can't see it. You actually got to take stuff apart to get to it. And if the timing belt fails, especially in interference engines, what an interference engine is that means that you got valves that are going up and down, okay, and you got a piston that's going up and down. So the piston is actually at the top when they're neither one of the valves are down. They're at the middle. But if the timing belt breaks, then that means the valve can still be down when the piston comes up, and the piston can actually smack the valve. That's not pretty or sexy on any level, anywhere, anytime. That now means you got a minimum of a head job, and you might even have hurt the piston itself. So now it's a motor. So a timing belt on an interference motor can literally cause the motor to be not worth anything if it happens at the wrong spot, if it breaks at the wrong time. So some engines are not interference motors. The valves don't go down far enough for the pistons to be able to touch them, but others do. So it can definitely cause, interference motors can definitely cause bent valves, damaged pistons, or complete engine failure. Some vehicles use a timing chain, as I mentioned earlier. The timing belt is quieter, lighter, requires replacement like every 60 to 100,000 miles. Timing chain metal, it runs inside the engine with oil lubrication, generally doesn't last longer, but still subject to stretching and or failure. Timing belts are constantly under stress and eventually wear out. The most common reasons for failure include age and mileage, heat and friction, oil and coolant leaks, tensioner or pulley failure, and then driving conditions, stop and go, frequent short stops, long commutes all add to stress. Some warning signs of a worn timing belt. The timing belt often fail without warning. So with no warning at all, the timing belt is normally just done. But sometimes, just sometimes, not enough, but sometimes it can cause a clicking or ticking noise from the engine misfires or rough idle. So what that normally means is that the one of the cams actually skipped a tooth. So because there's literally teeth on it that make the sprockets. go around in a circle. And if it skips one of those spots, then it gets out of time. And when it gets out of time, then you definitely get engine misfires or rough idling, or the belt is stretched too much so that the tensioner can't keep it up, or the chain is stretched so much that the tensioner can't keep up with it. I mean, think about it. You got tensioners, you've got rails, you've got guides, you've got, the front cam seals, the front crank seals. There's a lot going on there, big time, you know. So you can have difficulty starting or sudden stalling, oil leaks near the timing cup, and visible cracks, fraying, or glazing on the belt. But again, they're not visible until you take the front of the motor apart. Imagine that. So get with your shop, find out when you're supposed to replace the timing belt. Because again, you're going to be wanting to replace the timing belt, tensioners, idler pulleys. Some water pumps are actually driven by the timing belt as well. I mean, think about that. You're in there, but you don't replace the water pump. Well, yeah, but the whole front of the motor was apart, but we didn't replace the water pump while we're in there because we're trying to save money. Wink, wink. If you're trying to save money, it's probably going to end up costing you a lot more money. Okay. And remember, the water pump, it can actually make it put more stress on the belt as well. Okay. And you got front seals to prevent leaks and fresh coolant, if the water pump was replaced. Obviously an oil change, blah, 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 blah. So there's all kinds of stuff that's going on with this engine, all kinds of stuff going on with this engine. The fact that engines actually work, that's a big deal. The fact that engines actually work, that's a very, very big deal. I mean, if you knew everything that had to happen to make an engine go around in a circle once, much less go 75, 80 mile an hour down the freeway, it's a really, really, really big deal. Stay safe, stay strong.